whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration.
Donald Trump found guilty of 34 felonies this week, the first president ever convicted of a crime. Few people know Donald Trump better than our next guest. John McEntee served as Trump's body man for years and was with him more than just about anybody. He'd later serve as his director of the White House Presidential Personnel Office. He's now busy as the founder of the Right Stuff dating app, where he's become a TikTok star in his own right. John McEntee, welcome back to The Issue Is. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we'll talk more about the Right Stuff and all your TikToks in a moment. But let's start with the big news of the week, of course, Trump's conviction. Were you surprised? What's your reaction?
I actually was a little bit surprised. Yeah, I thought it would be a hung jury. I thought a few of them would not go along with this. But I think it goes to show how much pressure there is. You know, somebody doesn't want to get leaked as the one juror that let Donald Trump off the hook. They'll come down on you, your business, your family. I think there was a lot of pressure there. I think it's a grave injustice, and I think it will get appealed.
Walk us through what you think is happening behind the scenes. You've been in the room with Trump in so many high-pressure situations. What's happening in terms of his reaction, in terms of where they go from here?
Well, this is certainly a man that never backs down. As you saw this morning, he already came out with a press conference. I think he keeps growing. Last year, I was on your show, and you asked about the indictments. I said each one is making him stronger. That might be the case here. What Democrats are throwing at him might actually be of value, might actually help him win in November. So we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, let's talk about that, because I think there's a lot of folks on the left who don't understand just how mad people on the right are about this case in particular, more than the other cases. And every time this case has come up, his numbers with Republicans have gone way up.
I think this case would have never been brought if the defendant wasn't Donald Trump. And it appears so partisan because it's a left-wing prosecutor, a left-wing judge in a left-wing district. Imagine if this was the opposite, a right-wing prosecutor and a right-wing judge, and they were going after Obama, you know? So I think that's why there's the uproar, and I think elections come down to who can rally their base, who can get people out. People that may be indifferent to Trump or tired of him, or Republicans that were going to sit on the sidelines might now be activated.
All that being said, you call this a grave injustice. If Donald Trump had such a great case, why didn't he testify? He kept saying he was going to testify. Why not put your right hand up and go say, I didn't do this?
Well, I don't know, but I would imagine that opens you up to a lot of other problems. You know, then it's just a game of gotcha, and they try to get you on any little thing. So I think that was probably the right move. I'll leave it up to his legal team to decide that. But like he said in his press conference, you know, even George Washington, you know, they'd find something on him, too.
Where do you think Trump goes from here? Who do you think his VP is going to be?
I think the short list is a guy like Doug Burgum or Tim Scott. I think Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance are still in the running, but I really don't know. At one point, I think Nikki Haley and Kristi Noem and others were on the list, but they've probably been taken off. And I look forward to that announcement.
And are you going to be part of the administration?
I won't be vice president, but I'd like to help, you know, help staff it. That's what I did the last year of the administration, and I'd like to help do that.
In the meantime, you're very busy with the right stuff, and you have become super viral online with lots of videos, including lots of meals. You're the thinnest person that ever eats like nonstop. TikTok has been really good for your business. And you came out with an op-ed this week. Here it is on the Orange County Register. And it is titled right there, "With TikTok ban, Republicans got duped again." What's your main point?
My main point is this was a bill written by Biden's Department of Justice, then handed to House Republicans. This is the same DOJ that's trying to throw Donald Trump in prison, and Republicans went along with it. Not only did they go along with it, they threw it in with $100 billion in aid to Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan, and they gave the government new censorship power. After all we've learned, after all of, you know, the suppressing the COVID information, the Hunter Biden story, we're giving the government and the Biden administration new censorship powers? That's my biggest take.
Of course, a lot of the Republicans and Democrats say this is a national security thing. They're worried that this would basically be a way for China to spy on us or to push out their own propaganda. We had Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader who wants to be Speaker of the House, on the show a short time ago. Here's what he told me. TikTok says the Chinese government doesn't have any control over the data. They say that's not true. We don't share the information with them. Do you have specific evidence that they do?
Well, I'm not at liberty to reveal classified information, and I think the classified presentations did create a lot of concern for Republicans and Democrats.
What do you make of that?
Yeah, they always say this, you know, you peasants at home, you don't understand. We have classified information given to us by the intel community. Well, what intel community? The ones that said there were WMDs in Iraq? They get things wrong all the time. And if their biggest concern is our data going to China, why not just make that illegal? Why are you banning TikTok? You know, TikTok doesn't share our data with China, but other companies do. Just ban that.
So this did go through. What do you think is sort of the likely outcome now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lawsuit now, so we'll see where that goes. That'll be tough to beat, but you know, maybe they'll be successful. I think if Donald Trump wins in November, that's maybe a lifeline to TikTok. Maybe he'll have a mandate to somehow overturn this or, you know, save the company. I'm really not sure.
Have you talked to him about TikTok?
Yeah, he asked me about it. He heard that I use it a lot, and he asked my opinion, and I said it's a great platform. I was able to go, you know, super viral super quickly. You can reach a young audience, and I think conservatives need to be doing that way more.
So you do these videos that have gotten all this attention, and many of them are you sort of tongue-in-cheek joking about things. There was this video about homeless people that got a lot of attention and really angered a lot of folks on the left. Here's that.
So I always keep this fake Hollywood money in my car, so when a homeless person asks for money, then I give them like a fake $5 bill. So I feel good about myself, they feel good. And then when they go to use it, they get arrested. So I'm actually like helping clean up the community, you know, getting them off the street.
So was that a joke? And what do you say to people who say that's really not funny?
Yeah, it was a joke. And in the caption, it said, "This is just a joke, calm down."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny. You know, it's like it's an old internet joke from 20 years ago. It's our take on it. I think it draws attention to homelessness in California. You know, 20 years ago, Gavin Newsom told us he had a 10-year plan to solve homelessness. It's like, well, it's only gotten significantly worse. And yeah, probably some of those people should be arrested, actually, if they commit a crime.
More about you, though, and the site. When we had you on before, you were talking about this idea of going on 50 first dates with different folks, which you documented all of it, some of them very funny to watch.
Yeah.
How is that going? How's your dating life going? Where are you at?
The Right Stuff is going great. Yes, I'm still talking to someone from that experience. And we actually have our first Right Stuff baby. They reached out a couple months ago, and I put something out recently saying, can you please reach back out because I lost track and we want to really celebrate that. It's a couple that met on the app, they're getting married, they're having a child, and we're pretty excited about it. First Right Stuff baby.
Congratulations on that. And you've had Right Stuff weddings, too.
We've had 17 engagements and several other weddings. I went to the first one in the fall. It was pretty exciting.
What was that like for you?
It was great. You know, they both mentioned the Right Stuff in their vows, and it kind of was, you know, one of those moments where it's like, wow, this really is helping people find each other, and it's pretty fulfilling.
We want to wrap things up with you by doing something called the name game. This is where we put the name of people that you know, first thing that comes to mind. We did this with Jen Psaki a few weeks ago. I think you may give different answers. All right, okay. You ready?
So I'm just saying one thing.
First word, Donald Trump.
Strong.
Mike Pence.
Weak.
Nikki Haley.
Career politician, 2 words.
Tucker Carlson.
Oh, man. Witty.
Joe Biden.
Old.
Kamala Harris.
Cringe.
And prosecutor Alvin Bragg.
Slob.
All right, John. Thank you so much. We have music. This is Prince's Controversy because there's often controversy around some of this stuff. But congratulations. People can download the Right Stuff app wherever they get their dating apps. John, thanks for always being so kind to me. Appreciate it. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
More of The Issue Is when we come back.